If you've ever grown pole beans, you know the feeling. Every morning, you open your balcony door, step outside, and see a wall of lush green vines stretching toward the sun, tiny yellow flowers fluttering in the breeze, and just a few days later, long, plump, crisp beans hanging like little gifts from nature. I, Yuli, also started with just a few ordinary seeds, planted in soil, watered daily, and watched them sprout their first little leaves. But getting pole beans to truly flower and produce heavily was a journey of experimenting with different fertilizers, kitchen scraps, chicken manure pellets, and bat guano. Some worked incredibly well, some less so, but every season taught me something new. This video really comes from a phrase I often remind myself: use what you have. The key is feeding the right thing at the right time. Pole beans are quite hungry plants. From the moment they sprout to the time they climb, flower, and set pods, they crave nutrients. But when they start flowering and forming pods, one nutrient stands out as crucial: potassium. Without enough potassium, plants produce fewer flowers, flowers drop before forming pods, pods remain small or curved, and sometimes they simply stop producing. I want to share exactly what I tried and what worked, from the simplest fertilizers, kitchen scraps, to stronger ones like chicken manure pellets and bat guano, so that your beans can grow robustly and produce abundantly. Kitchen scraps may sound ordinary, but when used correctly, they're a natural source of NPK, vitamins, calcium, and enzymes that help pole beans thrive, and they cost absolutely nothing. The three scraps I use most are vegetable peels, banana peels, and eggshells. Vegetable peels: carrot skins, cabbage leaves, squash skins, potato peels, tomato scraps, all contain nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, and natural vitamins and enzymes. I simply collect them, put them in a jar, cover with water, let them ferment for 2 to 3 days, then dilute and water the plants. The results are obvious: faster vine growth, thicker stems, frequent lateral shoots, and lush green leaves. Banana peels are your natural potassium boost. They help flowers stay longer and fruits grow faster. I cut them into small pieces, soak them in water for a day or two, or grind them and sprinkle around the base. Every time new buds appear, I water with banana peel solution. The beans grow longer, plumper, and shinier. Eggshells add calcium. I wash them, dry or bake them, grind into a fine powder, and sprinkle lightly around the soil every 2 weeks. Calcium helps pods grow straight, prevents curling, reduces flower drop, and keeps new leaves from deforming. When the plant enters its rapid growth stage, I use chicken manure pellets because they're clean, easy to apply, and slow releasing. The high nitrogen content helps vines grow fast, leaves become darker and bigger, and the plant strengthens overall. I sprinkle 1 or 2 tablespoons around the base, water thoroughly, and repeat every 3 weeks. Since chicken manure is high in nitrogen, I use smaller amounts when the plant is flowering to avoid flower drop. Chicken manure builds the plant's body so it can support heavy pod loads. Bat guano is different. It's extremely high in phosphorus, the nutrient that naturally triggers flowering. When the plant is preparing to flower, already flowering, or forming pods, just a small teaspoon of diluted bat guano can make a huge difference. Flowers become larger, stronger, and more numerous. Pods set densely, grow long, shiny, and firm. Because it's concentrated, only a small amount is needed. Once the plant starts flowering and producing pods, nitrogen is no longer the main need. Excess nitrogen at this stage will result in lush foliage but few flowers, flowers that drop, and pods that are small, curved, or stunted. At this stage, potassium and phosphorus are the most important nutrients. Potassium helps pods grow long, straight, shiny, and crisp. Phosphorus encourages more flowers, strengthens root uptake, and reduces bud drop. Banana peels are the easiest natural source of potassium, and bat guano is the strongest natural source of phosphorus. That's why I always remind myself: use what you have, but when the plant is flowering, prioritize potassium and phosphorus. Following this rule alone makes flowers abundant, pods dense, and harvests frequent. Over a month, I follow a simple rotation. I start with kitchen scrap water or banana peel water to nourish leaves and provide light potassium. Then I sprinkle a little chicken manure pellets when the vines are growing strong. Next, I water with diluted bat guano when buds or flowers appear. Finally, I give the plant a few days of plain water to reset and prevent fertilizer shock. This routine keeps the plant balanced, healthy, and continuously productive. If fertilizer is misapplied, the plant shows it clearly. Dark green leaves with no flowers indicate too much nitrogen. Flowers dropping suggest a lack of potassium or improper nitrogen application during flowering. Curved or small pods point to calcium deficiency. Browning leaf tips indicate too much bat guano. Yellowing leaves from the bottom up reveal a lack of micronutrients, which kitchen scrap water can quickly restore. Harvesting is simple. Pole beans are pick-driven. The more you harvest, the more they produce. Every morning, I pick beans around 4 to 6 inches long, remove old leaves, and guide the growing tips along the trellis. Once a week, I water with banana peel solution for potassium. After 2 to 3 harvests, I add a light dose of bat guano to stimulate more flowers. The plant will produce new flowers and pods continuously for weeks. This is my complete journey feeding pole beans, from humble kitchen scraps like vegetable peels, banana peels, and eggshells to chicken manure pellets and bat guano. Each fertilizer has its role. The key is applying the right nutrient at the right time. And remember, when the plant starts producing pods, potassium is the most important nutrient. With enough potassium, your beans will grow long, plump, crisp, and abundant. I hope you try this method and end up with a lush, productive pole bean trellis like mine. If you want me to make more videos about boosting flowers or controlling pests and diseases, just leave a comment. I'm always happy to share more with you.